truth be told, most of y'all simply just do not believe in yourselves. And you have no real reason to. In fact, you have more of a reason today to not believe in yourself than to believe in yourself. Now, how do we solve this? How does one begin to truly believe in themselves? To begin to believe in yourself, you have to do what you say you want, do what you say you will, so that you can believe yourself. In the present moment, so many of you have said you were going to do these things and wanted to do these things, and the things you wanted to do, you let fear stop you. The things you said you were gonna do, you let some bullshit like your fucking feelings or some other weakness in your constitution stop you, right? So you've recorded and input data entry into your memory of proof that you are not to be believed. So how can you believe in yourself if you do not believe yourself? The solution to believing in yourself is to do what you say you want and to do what you say you will when you fucking say you will do it. The more you live with integrity, the more you provide yourself in your memory, in the data registry of your subconscious mind, evidence and facts through acts and actions, demonstrating to yourself so that when you remind yourself in any moment, you can grab on a past experience where you've demonstrated to yourself who the fuck you are and how you handle situations. This is what confidence is. It's a byproduct of integrity. As one person once said, it's a byproduct of consistent implementation. But your consistent lack of implementation is creating poor and weak furthermentations. Now, the main focus is to be able to protect your memory, to protect your imagination. Your memory and your imagination are hand in hand. The only way you can remember something and use your memory is to tap into your imagination. Your memory is an imaginary land, right, of factual acts that have transpired in your existence. Factual registries where you can recall and go into your imagination and create the image of the experience that you've already experienced. That's what memory is it not? So if you are to believe in yourself, you have to put facts and acts where you believe yourself to be a person capable of doing the thing. Every time you said you were gonna wake up and you didn't, you input data so that you can not believe yourself. When you said you were gonna get in shape, see, it's the fundamentals. I'm not one of these motivational speakers who are like, let's get in shape and wake up early. Fuck all of that. You have to understand the principle behind these behaviors. And the fundamental principle is showing yourself integrity, being a person of integrity. They always ask about consistency and discipline and shit like that. You have a you don't give a fuck about yourself issue, and you have an integrity issue. It's not a consistency problem. You lack integrity. You lack integration, aka implementation. So whatever you are, your world is yours. The lack of integrity is leading to your disintegration. Integrate, integrity, same shit. So now we get down to it. How could you believe in yourself if all you do is things that are against what you believe yourself to be, or believe yourself to want, or believe yourself to desire? You say you're going to get your money up. When it's time to get your money up, you fucking fail. When you say you're going to go do this thing, XYZ, you fucking fail. So all you're doing is giving yourself proof to not believe in yourself. And you're giving the world a reason to not believe in you. I've said it before on one of these 444s. You have to become somebody who it is extremely unintelligent to bet against. What does that mean? So many people think that it was thought that it was intelligent to bet against me. They all lost their fucking money. Why? Because I don't bet against me. And what I've been saying for the past few days, past few weeks, you have to become the guarantee. You have to become the security that you seek. There's no guarantee outside of your own personal will and conduct. So at the end of the day, once you recognize that it is in your will and in your conduct, which is in your hands, whether or not you're going to guarantee your failure or guarantee your success, guarantee your accomplishment or guarantee your lack of accomplishment, guarantee you achieve or guarantee that you do not achieve, then you recognize your world is yours, has always been yours, will always be yours, whether you want to lean into the responsibility of that or not. But you're not going to be able to think positive thoughts and outthink a negative mindset. You're not going to, because it's your intellect versus your intellect, and your shadow versus your intellect. And you got to understand, your shadow and your subconscious are way more powerful because they've been observing you the whole time. So they have more cunning things to say to get you into a negative mindset and a doubtful mindset. So the only way to defeat a negative mindset, after you've given your subconscious so much evidence to point the finger at you like, nah, you ain't that person. Remember when you failed yourself? Remember when you said you was going to do this and you didn't? Remember when you said you was going to stand up for yourself and you didn't, and you showed yourself to be a pussy? Remember when you said you ain't give a fuck about them, but when it came time to it, you actually gave a fuck about their opinions and ended up being a bitch? Right. Mad levels to shit. Remember all them times you said you was and said you would and said you will, but you didn't? Yeah. They gonna give you that back, and you gonna sit back and be like, damn, you right. So the only way to defeat a negative mindset is with positive action. You cannot defeat a negative mentality with quote unquote positive thinking. You have to get into positive action to provide yourself data, to give yourself proof, to give yourself new memories of showing yourself who the fuck you are. You have to do what you say you want, what you say you will, when you say you will do it, so that you can actually believe yourself. Why your world is yours? It's as simple as that. But so many people are trying to outthink and underact. They're trying to think and intellectualize, and they fail to understand that it's not a matter of intellectual activity at that point. In fact, you have an intellectual disease where you're trying to rely on your intellect to manipulate and get yourself around the responsibility of doing the fucking action. So it's not an intellectual issue. It's an issue of the will. Will you do this shit or not? Most of you have no willpower or have very underdeveloped willpower. So then we get back to understanding, is it about waking up early? Is it about working out? Is it about being on a quote unquote diet, which is not even a fucking diet, it's just a basic ingestion protocol? No, it's about cultivating willpower. So once you understand that it takes a degree of willpower to act forward despite resistance, and to restrain yourself despite insistence from yourself, impulses, being sober, being on a dietary protocol, that's self-restraint. Being a positive person when you really want to crash out on a lot of dummies who don't understand the true warranting consequences of their actions. Yeah, like being positive is not just not thinking the negative thought, not thinking about crashing out, not thinking about slapping the shit out of the phone, not thinking about booming somebody. Nah, being positive is having the higher insight to restrain yourself from crashing out on a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you are, your world is yours. So everything is about cultivation of a superior degree of willpower. And once you understand that, you will be able to do everything that you say you will, because you have the willpower to do it. But every time you say you will do something, or you say you want to do something, and you don't, you give your subconscious more power against you to not believe in you. And you also give the world proof, in the world a reason not to believe in you. So when you look at people giving up on you, it's because you've given up on yourself. Normalize giving up on people who've given up on themselves, because nobody has time to waste outside of their own endeavors. And the highest value people are operating at such a high degree of self-responsibility that at the end of the day, they're not sitting around trying to pour in. No, everybody controls their own energy, manages themselves to a certain degree so that when we come together, there's no leaks. But if you're a person that's always leaking and always in need and all, you a liability, you're an expense. You got to get you off the boat. You're costing us too much and you're not producing enough. You're a drain. You're a leech. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider vibrations raised. A lot of y'all don't believe in yourselves, and you have no reason to. So moving forward, you have to provide yourself a consistent series of actions to record in your memory bank, right? Record, create a positive record with yourself, record a positive record of integritous actions with yourself so that you have a reason to believe yourself, because up until now, you have no reason to believe in yourself or believe yourself, because every time you said you were going to do something, when you were going to do it, you didn't do it. So now you have a reason to not believe you. And so does the fucking world. And fuck the world and fuck you. So does the highest intelligence in all of the universe. Right. So how are you going to get the things that you feel like you really want if you're actually undeserving of those things? Consider the vibrations raised. Only here for people with an elite degree of comprehension, or those who are seeking, authentically seeking an authentic degree of superior comprehension of life. Everybody who thinks that they're going to come around and get some intellectual sound bit that's going to allow them to bypass the effort and will and conduct and actions that are necessary to warrant the response in life that they want. Yeah, all of these individuals who like to clutch crystals and get the sage and do the seances and all of that bullshit, they trying to cheat. Ain't no cheat codes. There's only correct and intelligent self-instruction. Once you get the superior instructions, you self-instruct to self-construct at a superior degree, and it's as simple as that. Why your world is yours? I'm in the park because I want to be. Y'all done seen this whole YouTube, y'all done seen this whole Instagram, worldwide, homie. Program don't change. And whenever I ask a person what's going on in their life and they tell me everything's falling apart, I'm like, so how's your personal progression process going? The wake up, the workout, the training, the reading, the reflecting, the self-construction, those daily habits of self-construction. How's that going? Because it doesn't matter where you go in the world. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world. As long as you have your daily process, your daily program, nothing else matters. So it doesn't matter where we at in the world. I just demonstrated superior a lot of shit. And I'm going to continue to demonstrate the superior evolution. It's just what it is. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So I come to this park. I get to reflect. This is exactly where everything started. And really, I don't ever have to deploy again. Because as I've been told once upon a time by a very wise person, there's no distance to travel. Right. Whatever you are, your world is yours. This is where I find the answers. This is where I find my clarity. This is where I find what you need. Consider vibration rate. It's not even about all the fancy shit. That's a lot of bait. A lot of people go and bait you with material, allure, and shiny objects. I'm not saying don't go out there and get what you want. In fact, the purpose of life is this. The purpose of life is to get what you want and experience what you want. That's it. There's nothing else to do on earth. Get what you want and experience what you want. The sun is going to rise on the east and set on the west, no matter where the fuck you go. There's always going to be air. Air is air. Water is water. It serves the same function. A roof is a roof. A bed is a bed. Coffee is coffee. It is what it is. Food is food. Carbs are carbs. Protein is protein. Fats are fats. Gravity is gravity. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to escape to. So once you realize everywhere you are, there you are, you have to be the experience that you seek. So then really it's not simply about getting the things in the external world that you want and experiencing things in the external world that you want. The true goal is to be able to experience yourself the way you want to experience yourself. First and foremost, always and forever. There are plenty of people with external things that they've wanted. Cars, houses, food, this, that, the fourth. Material world shit. There are plenty of people who get to experience. They can fly there and put themselves in a villa over here and be in the mountains over. You could do whatever the fuck. External world. But these same people who have what they want and have the money to afford the experiences they want externally, they don't have the ability to experience themselves as they want. Right. So it's all three. Self-mastery is the first success. It is truly the only everlasting success, and without self-mastery, you are not successful. So you can have the money, and you can have the ability to experience the external world and consume the external world. But that doesn't necessarily mean or necessitate that you're successful. Without the self-mastery, you're a failure. And when you have self-mastery, you will be able to obtain and attain anything in this world, because you've become the who. You've become the individual who can and who will get shit done the way they need to get shit done. It's not even a matter. Once you become an individual who gets shit done in a world full of people who don't get shit done, what the fuck? You can have whatever you want. So then it becomes a matter of choice. And this is not to say that don't have money. This is not to say don't have the capacity, right? Because a lot of people confuse money's not important with substituting their incompetence and masking their incompetence. No. Have as much money as possible, because money is a reflection of how well you're doing for other people. Sheikhy Chic is putting you on fucking game. Money is a reflection of how well you're doing for other people. So when you don't got bread, that means you ain't doing shit for people, right? So it's not even about having the money to buy the cars or having the money and having this shit. Nah, you could be right here, $1 million Sheikhy, bro, right here in the park. I don't give a fuck. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's about the capacity. You can't denounce what you lack the capacity to demonstrate, or lack the capacity or lack the competence to acquire. So whatever you are, whether you're sober, fit, enlightened, and rich, all four, or you're definitely poor. And if it ain't the first three, sober, fit, and enlightened, you're definitely not free. Consider the vibrations raised. Get your ass on the program. You know, a lot of people be talking about they don't got the money. I mean, I guess you committed to being a dummy. You committed to not having the money, and you committed to being poor. That's the only thing. Like, I know how to detect a fake person, because the real person never gave a fuck about the money, because they always know there's always more money to make. The person that never gave a fuck was always willing to pay the price of the effort. Anybody who is not willing to pay the money or pay the energy is simply committed to not putting in the effort. Acquisition, evolution, leveling up, the first currency is your personal energy and your personal effort. Right. So an individual who says they want better things but isn't willing to put in the effort is an individual who is okay with being the lesser thing. As we said, the greatest success is being able to experience yourself the way you want to experience yourself. And the fact that you're committed to not being able, that says everything we need to know. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised only for the elite, only for the superior, self-esteemed. It is what it is. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. You can't believe yourself if you give yourself reasons to not believe yourself. So the answer to creating self-belief is committing a sequence of actions of integrity, doing what you say you will, when you say you will do it, no matter the fuck what. You have to record a positive record in your memory bank of who the fuck you are, instead of failing yourself habitually and showing yourself who you are not. But it works both ways. You could show yourself, I am not a bitch, I am not a failure, and thus give yourself the confidence and the esteem and the self-belief. Or you can show yourself, I am not a winner, I am not a succeeder, I am not an achiever, I am not a person with integrity, and then end up on the other side of those moments having shown yourself you're not a person to believe in. Whatever you are, your world is yours. It's all about what you think you're worth. I just don't deserve to be a failure, so why would I let myself be a failure? I could go on forever. Consider the vibrations raised.